You are a dancer. When this show was first announced, to me it was a perfect fit to add you to this cast, because not only do you have your own dance background, but just performance in general.
Yes.
With you, with J-Lo, all of you perform, but it just seems like you brought something special, an extra spice to give to the contestants. What has the experience been like so far over the past 2 seasons and heading into this 3rd season for you?
Well, the experience for me has been amazing. I've loved every minute of it. I've said this before, and it is still absolutely true. In most cases, when you meet new people, mind you, I had met Derek Huff before in passing. I had met J-Lo before in passing. But this is the most consecutive time that we've spent together. And there's always that weird moment of, okay, let me get to know you, let me see who you are, and let me see how I'm going to interact with you. We bypassed all of that. Like, we just went right in. I'm family, you're family, we're family, let's make a great show. And the same is true for the producers of the show, the same is true for the people backstage. Like, everyone really, really loves what they do, and you can tell.
I love when the camera pans to you guys to get your reactions to some of the performances. And, it's a real genuine chemistry between you and Derek, or between you and Derek and Jennifer. Kind of grasp each other, like, did you see this? Did you see that? What are you saying to each other that we can't hear? Like, we get a little bit of Mike of what you're saying to each other. What has been some of your commentary to each other?
Well, here's the good thing about there being 3 of us up there. Derek is our technical guy. So he's always looking with a very technical eye. We're toes pointed, we're arms straight, we're legs straight. Your form when you're doing a specific dance style. He's always looking for that. I am always looking for passion, charisma, swag, if you will. The thing that makes a performance a performance. Like, for example, if your piece is sad, I need to feel something in here by the time you're done. Otherwise, you didn't do your job.
Right.
So I'm always looking for that. And J-Lo rests comfortable in the middle of both. Has a good knowledge of dance as far as, different terms and terminologies and dance styles, and then has a really, really good knowledge of what it takes to perform and to really get your point across and get your story out there the right way. There are times where there'll be a contestant doing what they're doing, and I might miss something, or Jay might miss something, or Derek might miss something, and we're always there to catch each other up. Like, oh, did you see that? Like, did you? I think just recently, last week, there was a performance that happened, and a guy fell. Now he fell. He was behind. It's a big group, and he fell behind the group, but he face planted, and Jennifer didn't catch it, and she was giving them these really high scores and high praise, and it's like, okay, yeah, they did really well, but did you catch the mistake? And she's like, what mistake? Like, it's good reason that there's 3 sets of eyes up here,
right?
Because she didn't see it, and had she not seen it, she probably would have gave them a higher score than they got. Like, we gotta, this is for $1 million. We can't grade on a curve. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's got to be as fair as humanly. I know if I was competing for $1 million, I would want everything to be 100% fair. Don't take points away from me for something that you didn't for this person, or whatever the case may be. So that's normally what we're talking about. Just making sure that we all caught everything, every specific piece of the performance that should be spoken on.
I've watched all the seasons. I enjoy Les Twins when they won. I enjoyed The Lab when they won. Do you think it's going to continue to be this wave of, it looks like hip hop or derivatives of hip hop continue to be the thing that is most impressive to audiences tuning in, whereas you have lyrical and ballroom and all these other dancers who have committed equally their same life and their style to their craft, but the audience always resonate to more hip hop style of dance. Do you think that will continue to be the wave?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Here's the thing about dance. It is a constantly evolving thing. Like, once you study and you put blood, sweat, and tears and years into a specific discipline of dance, right? But then once you've, kind of gotten to a comfortable place in that discipline, your love for dance is almost going to make you tackle other disciplines, So say you're a contemporary dancer, but it's just something about this hip hop that you love. So now you're incorporating bits of hip hop into what you do, and then you just recently saw a salsa act somewhere. So now you're incorporating bits of salsa into what you do. So I don't think it's gonna be a situation where it's just hip hop kind of leading the race. There's an energy and an excitement that comes with hip hop that it's easier to produce in the hip hop medium than it is in some other mediums, or at least that's what's been proven thus far. But the key word is thus far. We're only 3 seasons in. We had 2 winners, two very worthy winners, but every single time I sit at that desk, my mind is blown by someone, and it's not always hip hop.
Right.
We're kind of hip hop saturated a lot of times, so it really takes a keen eye to weed out, the great stuff from just the stuff, and that's the case with all styles of dance. So with that being said, in that it's world of dance, there's almost a world of dance style. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody get on that stage with just one discipline and make it all the way through. Like, there's got to be something about you that you've got to elevate yourself. You've got to add on to what it is you do.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I was going to segue into. Are you a purist guy, or are you a fusion guy? Because now with social media and just young people are merging ideas. I've seen ballet dancers kind of, add a little crump elements, and just all these kind of styles are starting to fuse together. Is that something you enjoy? Are you a purist? Is it a case-by-case basis? What do you think of the styles?
I enjoy the fusion. I feel like there's no way to get to whatever the new or next level of something is without the incorporation of other elements. I feel like that's how creation happens. You have to step outside of your quote unquote comfort zone and just what it is and allow yourself to be open enough to explore some new horizons in order to get to whatever the next level of you is. And again, with dance just being so evolutionary, it's all about evolving. It's all about growing and becoming something else. It's really rare that you see purists even touch that stage.
Right.
We've let it be known to the few that have. There was an act that went up just recently. It was a ballet act. And they had both been dancing for 7+ years, and but in the discipline of ballet.
Right.
And the guy goes to talk, and he starts telling us that in order to really grasp what it is we do, 1 minute is not enough. We need 6 minutes. We need 10 minutes. And I almost got offended by that. It's like, okay, but you have one, so you need to show us what you're about.
Right.
And if just the discipline of ballet is not enough to get you to where you need to go in this 1 minute, then you have to take it upon yourself to adjust, to evolve, and to improvise, and to figure out what's needed to get to that other place.
One thing I've always appreciated about World of Dance is just the level of talent. Not like other shows where there might be a ringer who just comes in and does like the hokey pokey,
right.
and you boo them off, and it's for the show.
Right.
But there's such a high level of skill of everyone who even auditions. Have you ever wanted to sneak out and kind of see the vetting process of who gets to that point? Maybe, you're busy, man, not the whole process, but just see a few acts like, oh, okay, they're doing auditions. Let me just sneak in and see what's happening.
I have, but at the same time, I don't envy the producers that have to vet all that talent. There are so many talented dancers out there. There are a lot of them, So to sit and weed through all of the amazingness to find that great, that's no small task. That's a job. That's a job that requires a salary. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I don't envy them in that at all. But yeah, I think it would be cool to sneak in and just see what's going on, see if the energy in that room is even similar to the energy that's in the room when they finally touch that stage. We tell people all the time that to win this show is a victory, but it's not the only victory. To get on that stage is a victory. Because not everybody's going to get up there. Dancers that dancers that you look up to won't make it to this stage. So when you get there, let that victory sink in before you move on to the next thing. Don't be like, all right, well, we're here now let's get this $1 million. No, let every victory count.
Right.
You made it through auditions, that's a victory. You made it through the qualifiers, that's a victory. You made it through the duels, that's a victory. You're at the cut now. Embrace all of these victories, because you never know when the current one will be your last one. You know, so